A question that we've had for many years with the Baltimore Orioles is about the starting rotation. I've been breaking down all the position previews, and starting pitchers are last but certainly not least. It's opening day, Birdland. God's favorite host here back again, breaking down the starting rotation for the Baltimore Orioles for the 2024 season. Do they have enough starting pitching? Time will tell. But it's the Flex Zone Podcast Orioles previews continuing right here. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell. I want to hear from you in the comment section. Let us know how you feel about the Orioles starting rotation or any else concerning your O's. Flex Zone family, Birdland, Orioles fans, baseball fans, God's favorite host of the most back here on the Flex Zone podcast. Only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. First and foremost, give yourselves a round of applause, everyone, because you have officially made it to opening day. Give yourself a hand. You have made it, yes, the long road through the winter, through the cold, through the snow, through the low temperatures. Shout out to Mother Nature. We have finally made it through the winter months. And spring training is here, earlier and earlier each year. And last but not least, I talked about Brandon Hyde, talked about the outfield, talked about the infield, talked about the bullpen. Last but not least, I think the key to this team is the starting rotation. We know over the offseason, they made the fantastic move to acquire Corbin Burns, former Cy Young winner, All-Star, a guy who's pitched in big games in the playoffs. He was only 10-8 last year, but I think this season, just be Corbin Burns. We know he's on the last year of his deal. He's pitching for a contract. Will he be with the Orioles next year? Time will tell. Maybe this is one of the big signings David Rubenstein starts to really infuse confidence and excitement in the fan base, along with maybe re-signing an Adley Rutschman. I don't know about Gunnar because he's a Scott Boras agent, but maybe extending Corbin Burns, maybe extending a Rutschman, investing money in your guys that you have, especially when you got a guy like Corbin Burns, who's a front of the rotation guy. You throw him out there every fifth day, he's as good as, if not better than, any pitcher he's going to face. Garrett Cole, Scherzer. I mean, who do you want to throw out there? Dylan Cease. He's going to be as good as anybody that they're going to throw out there against him in the rotation. In our own division, who do we got? Gosman. I'm just speaking of pitchers. I mean, you think about it. Snell, whoever else you want to throw out there, the Orioles may face. You got Spencer Strider in Atlanta and Max Fried and those guys. You got Nola in Philly. I'm just throwing out pitchers off the top of my head, and I know I'm skipping over a lot of guys, but I say that to say he's as good, if not better, than anybody. He started 32 games. He's going to pitch every day, post every fifth day, over 30 starts, pitch you close to 200 innings, strike out over 200, and give you a whip near one. Like I said, he was only 10-8 last year. The Brewers, they made the playoffs, but they were overrated in my opinion. And honestly, I think pitching in the friendly confines of Camden Yards with the left field wall moved back, his ability to get guys out, strike guys out, and really keep guys off base with a low whip and the ERA in the mid threes. I think that could drop. It was 3.39 last year. He could drop that to 3.2, 3.25, 3.23. I think that could drop. But Corbin Burns, just be who you are. I don't really have much questions about him. Wins. I don't know if he's going to be in the Cy Young conversation because the American League is tough, but I could see him winning 12 games, 15 games in that range. Now, injuries. I do want to talk about Bradish and Means. Means is going to be making a rehab start for the Norfolk Tides coming up real soon, so we'll probably see him towards the end of April. He was 1-2 last season, coming back from surgery, 2.66 ERA. We saw what he did in Cleveland. We saw what he did at the latter part of the season. Unfortunately, he did miss the playoffs. He wasn't right. Means comes back. That is an upgrade right there. Because like I said, the key is going to be starting pitch. We talked about the bullpen. They can't be worn out. That goes hand in hand with your starters. You have to be able to go deep into games. Burns, would I like to see him go 6, 7 innings today on opening day? Would I like to see the starters be able to give you 6, 7 consistent innings and really be able to alleviate some of the pressure off the bullpen? Yes. But now you slide in Cole Irvin. Now, Cole Irvin lost a lot of weight. He got in shape. I think he's going to have a bounce back year. He was 1-4 predominantly at the bullpen. But he win you 5 to 7 games to keep you above water until Bradish and Means come back. Kramer, he's underrated. He was fantastic last year. He was 13-5. Now, is that him? I don't know. Was that an anomaly? Was that a blip? Or is that a trend of more things to come where he's starting to figure it out? He's only 28 years of age. Is he hitting his prime? Is he a guy that could potentially be a double-digit game winner? I thought last year he could win you 10-12, but I said he probably could also lead you 10-12. He went 13-5. ERA was a little high. Now, he did get a lot of run support. One of the best run support outings when he pitched. He got a lot of run support. With that 4.12 ERA, you like to get that below 3. But he started 32 games. He posted every week. He won 172 innings. Does he get closer to 185 to 190? He struck out 157 in the whip. The whip is key, 1.31. He's 13-5, like I mentioned. Could Dean Kramer? I think Dean Kramer could give you another 10 wins. Maybe he goes 10-7. I think I could see that. I could see Dean Kramer giving you 10. I could see Burns giving you 12 to 15. I could see Irvin giving you around 7 if he's pitching consistently, especially the first half of the season until guys get back. Tyler Wells, he was fantastic last year. The first half ran out of gas, was great in the bullpen. I thought he would be fantastic in the bullpen if needed. But with the injuries, he slots as a starter. He was 7-6, but was an all-star. The best whip in baseball with under 1.99 whip, 118 innings pitched, 25 games played, 20 started, 3.64 ERA. Now, Wells, is he able to get you that all-star form that he had last season at the beginning of the year? But if he does that, what is his long term of the season? Is he going to start as a starter and then end up in the bullpen? If that's what's needed to preserve him and have him at his best come September and October, I'm fine with it. Look at Tyler Wells. Like I said, Tyler Wells and Cole Irvin need to be solid because you're replacing two key pieces of your rotation. Now, in the first 2 months of the season, we're really going to need them. Could they both give us, I don't know, 10 wins combined? And like I said, Kramer, he's a forgotten aspect. He is probably going to be, I guess, your third starter now. And then you're going to have Wells and Irvin. Or you're probably going to have, well, I guess you're going to go Burns, Grayrod, Wells, Kramer, Irvin. So however you do it, but Kramer, get you another 10. Could Cole Irvin and Tyler Wells give you 10 combined heading into the All-Star break? I think time will tell. I'm excited to see what they are capable and possibly able to do as well. Now, when it comes to Grayson Rodriguez, this is a guy who I'm really expecting to take a leap. I think he's going to have the most wins on the staff. I think we're going to see just how good he is. I think we're going to see why he is the number one pitching prospect in baseball. And the crazy thing is, he's only 24 years of age. And he won't be, 25 until November? So he won't be 25 till the season's over. So he's really just getting started. He's really just starting to simmer. And imagine him in another year or two, what he could be. Now, if you didn't have Corbin Burns, you would be expecting Grayson Rodriguez, especially with the injuries to Bradish and to Means, and give Michael Eisen his crew credit. They knew something was up with Bradish since January, and they made a move for Burns. So, and then getting Rubenstein definitely helps that out. So when you look at it, Grayson Rodriguez would have been expected to be the ace, but now he can slide into that number 2 role. I think he could win you around 15 games. I could see 14, 15 wins. He was 7-4. Started out a little shaky, went back down, but came back and was fantastic. That's why I say be patient with Jackson Holiday. Sometimes these guys need a little more seasoning in the minor leagues, need to tweak some things, need to work with some things, need to adjust to the speed and just the overall level of competition at the major league level, because the jump from each level of minor league baseball only gets tougher, but the AAA to the major league jump is the toughest of all, obviously. And a lot of guys don't make it. More guys don't make it than that do make it. So 7-4 for Grayrod. He was not good in the playoffs, but like I mentioned, it was his first go around. I'm expecting maybe 14, 15 wins. I think he could be potentially considered as an all-star as well. And I think he could lead this rotation in wins, which would be fantastic, because then you could go Burns, Rodriguez, hopefully Kramer. Then you could have Means back, and then hopefully Bradish to really round out your 5. Like I said, I am being cautiously optimistic with Kyle Bradish. I don't know how long he's going to be out. He was in the Cy Young conversation last year. It sucks because he was 12-7, that wonderful 2.83 ERA and that 1.04 WHIP. Boy, does that trade look great now. Shout out to Brandon Hyde and Michael Eisner again, getting him from the Angels for the Dylan Bundy trade. But I want to hear from you in the comment section. What do you think about this team's? What do you think about the starting rotation? Do they have enough starting pitching? Like I said, this season is going to come down to starting pitching because they need guys who can go deep into games, give you 7 innings, give you 7 1/3, give you 8 innings, maybe even go out there and give you 9 innings, give you a complete game every now and then. We know guys like Burns. We know Rodriguez who throws high heat. Hopefully, Means is back in the next month. They really have the potential, I think, to get it done. And like I said, with the bullpen, if needed, they have the prospects and assets to make a move for a starter. Now, could that be a controllable guy like a Jesus Luzardo, who they were linked to before? That is a question. Could it be a Luzardo? Could they go out and get I don't know, another pitcher that has controllable years and maybe give up a few assets at the trade deadline as being buyers? That could be an option as well. But like I said, it's going to depend because if Means is not Means, then it's going to be another month or so before it's him. Bradish, God forbid, is out an extended period of time past the All-Star break and potentially the whole season, which in the back of my mind I don't want to think about. But I get the same feeling I kind of get for Felix Bautista. The only saving grace is that he was, I guess, banged up in January. So February, March, April, May, June, that would be 5 months. So maybe June, maybe July, around the All-Star break, he could come back. If not, maybe after the All-Star break, because then you're around 5, 6 months. But yes, would I like to see them get Blake Snell? I'm on record. You can look at any video that I've done. I know he got a 2-year deal, only a 1-year deal, big time deal from Scott Boras. I would have loved to see Blake Snell. Then you could throw Snell with Burns, or Burns, Snell, Rodriguez. But it is what it is. And like I said, if David Rubenstein maybe was approved 2 days ago on Monday, they may have had Jordan Montgomery and he would have been in the Oriole for that 1-year deal. But it is what it is. Like I said, would I like to see them maybe add another starter? Yes. Would I like to see them maybe add another reliever? Yes. But you can't get everything. It's all about choices. You have to be very, very cautious of what you do and what you decide to do when it comes to manipulating your roster, because you don't want to empty out your farm system. You don't want to give up all your assets just for a quick fix. I know this team is good this year. I think they want to see what they have in, obviously, the starters. In Burns, I think he's going to be fine. I think Grace and Rodriguez you're going to be fine with. Kramer, you're going to be fine. You got your 3 guys. And I think Wells and Irvin can be serviceable and eventually possibly be moved back to the bullpen to upgrade the bullpen. And then you could have a guy like Means and Bradish come back, hopefully, in the perfect world. If all things go well, then if you need to make a move at the roster, like I said, you want to go get a Jesus Luzardo. If the Marlins are tanking and they fall off the planet and they're not competitive and they're looking to sell and get assets, and we want to give up a few guys and get him, he has a few controllable years left. That could happen. Now, I'm going to be intrigued to see. Like I said, the key is, can we get Burns, Rodriguez, Kramer? I think those are 3 double-digit winners. All 3 of them can win double digits. We need at least Wells, Irvin, or Means to get us double digits as well. I'm going to throw those 3 in a pot because I don't know Means' health, how many starts he'll get if he can get to 10 wins. But Means, Wells, and Irvin, if they can probably combine for 15 wins, I'll take that. And then if I could get maybe anything out of Bradish after the All-Star break. I'm just going to say after the All-Star break. If I can get anything out of Bradish, maybe like a late season acquisition, I'll take it. But I want to hear from you, Berlin. I want to hear what you think as we get into opening day. The starting rotation, it has been a question. They have upgraded it. They have done a great job the ability of getting a front end of the rotation guy, a Cy Young caliber guy, a ace of the rotation, Corbin Burns. Yes, it is a rental. I don't know if they're going to sign him long term. They got new ownership. This is a great time for them to come in. They have the whole season. Maybe they can work out a deal with Burns. Maybe they can work out a deal with some of the younger players. But I'd love to see them be able to somehow keep Burns, because I think Burns is a great acquisition. You didn't have to give up too much, and it could really, really pay off for you this year and many, many years to come if you invest in him and allow him to be your ace of the rotation. And in addition to that, I would really like to see if they could just really get someone, like I said. I think Grace is going to take that next step. I think he's going to have an opportunity to win your 14, 15 games, be in the All-Star conversation. And maybe a guy whose trajectory could be in the Cy Young conversation as well. He's only 24. Like I said, imagine him in another 2 or 3 years where he will be. He's the number one pitching prospect in baseball. And I think he's showing that why right now. Means I'm hoping he's healthy. Seems like he's on his way back in the next month or so. We're going to have Brad is back, hopefully. It looks like we're going to have him soon. We're going to have him here. I'm hoping after the All-Star break, if anything, I'm hoping that we get maybe, like I said, maybe they may have to make a move for the rotation. We'll see how that goes. But sign up for the comments. It's yours. Let me know your thoughts. Opening day is here. You made it through. Give yourselves a round of applause. Make sure you swing for the fences. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Leave a like. Helps us out on the YouTube algorithm. Thank you for checking out all the previews. Hit the bell to know when all videos drop. We'll be live for the Baltimore Orioles post-game show this evening after the Orioles and Angels game 1 of their 3-game series, as it is opening day in the reigning defending American League East champion Orioles look to defend their crown. But let me know, sound off in the comments, what do you think about the starting rotation? Do they need to make another move? Do they need to add another piece as well? Check out all the previews, Brandon Hyde, infield, outfield, bullpen, and starting pitchers. It's the Flex Zone Podcast. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you with more Orioles content right here on the only place giving you your Orioles coverage and sports coverage how you want it, when you need it. Flex Zone Podcast.